Hello.
What's up?
We are finally back.
Yeah.
But can't do it in person because my wife has COVID. So we're
Uh,
being extra cautious. I don't.
I don't have it either. Also, I forgot to mute you on Messenger.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah,
Actually, you have to mute you on Messenger because I can't mute you. I think. Yeah.
got it. Yep.
Yep.
My bad.
Because I
forgot.
heard like 4 of you and was like, I can't do this.
Oh God, yeah. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, because we're doing the long distance. We're talking. We have a setup.
Yeah.
But yeah. Unfortunately, she caught it somewhere in Copenhagen. And me that never gets sick. I've tested negative the last 2 days, so at this point, I definitely would have gotten it.
Well,
So
maybe.
what? I mean, she's had it since probably she started having a cold in Copenhagen that we thought was just a cold.
Yeah.
And it's probably we were taking public transit places, so that I'm assuming that's somewhere along there is where she ended up catching it. Because
Probably, yeah.
yeah, I'll get more into that and all, but yeah, she got it there, and so she's been just chilling in her room since she tested in the morning on what was it, 2 days ago now. So I was like, fuck, all right, well, she went to work and she was like, all right, and then then a lot more hit her. At first one, she was like home and trying to recover, I think, is the issue.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but yeah, no, yeah, Copenhagen was the shit.
I went to work.
Yeah,
you have a
I
lot
feel
more
bad.
to talk about, dude. Have at it.
Yeah, I ended up. Well, it's funny because I did. I'll get to it somewhere. And when I was talking to you about just chatting in the middle, you're like, "Holy shit! Like someone's awake to answer me," and I'm like, "Yeah,
Dude, it was weird.
Copenhagen's 6 hours ahead."
Yeah, I am currently 12 hours ahead on my schedule. It is, as of time of recording, 3:30 in the morning for me.
Yeah.
I didn't go to sleep yet today.
Yeah. God, I can't wait till you're not on that schedule anymore.
Honestly, the schedule is, I love it.
Yeah.
It's dope. It sucks I can't see people, but this schedule is awesome. I don't have to deal with any of the politics of first shift. Like, I can just do the shit that I need to do.
True. And you probably get a bonus because it's night shift.
Yeah, you get a premium and shit, yeah. But
yeah,
I can't see people. And then when I do have plans, like tomorrow, I have to take 2 days off work and then stay up a full 24 hours to fix my sleep cycle.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's the worst, dude. I'm like, luckily for me, like, in a way, like, so just to start, like, getting there is pretty cool. Like, Copenhagen Airport, it's not huge, but it's big. But it's pretty quick the way you get out. We got right out, got a taxi, only because my fucking internet would not work for a bit as soon as I got there, because I bought the phone plan and all that jazz, so I can actually use my phone to like download the stuff which I needed to do to, because we got a public transit card that you buy essentially, and you pay for it every day, and it allows you to use their transportation because we don't pay the taxes there that allows them to do it.
Yeah.
So we ended up like not being able to like get that, so we could figure out how to get on the transportation and stuff. So we get a taxi, get to our hotel. As soon as we hit the front desk, like, guy's really nice, and he's just like, "Hey, real quick, I must apologize. This is like the hottest September we've ever had. So it's like, he's like, as soon as you get to your rooms, I would say you should open your windows and get the air in there, because they don't have AC in Europe, in most of Europe, unless it's super fancy places.
Mm-hmm.
But so we get there, rooms, good room, but open the windows. It ends up being like hot like the whole time. We like towards the end of the days. Oh, hi, Penny. Penny has opened the door. The door doesn't stick shut anymore. But we ended up like, everyone was just like, this is the nicest summer we've ever had. Like it wasn't even this nice during the summer when we got there. So we got like real lucky. Made it the pain in the ass to sleep because it was hot as fuck all night.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like,
That's what I'm saying. I would have got a fan or something, man. I have a glove that I need to paint for Ren Fair tomorrow. There's Brandon.
Well,
sorry, I kept talking just so there was no dead space.
No, that's fair. No, they did have fans in the room. We had 2 fans. We had like basically like the fan that we had in the podcast room, but like a slightly nicer one of those.
You mean like that one?
Just slightly. Not as good as that one.
Okay.
In between. So
I also just realized it's perfectly blocked off right now, so if I turn, you can see it.
I love that it looks like Imperial colors, the black, the white, and red, the Stormtrooper colors, I should say. But no, so there was one of those in there, and then there was like like one of the smaller desk like turning fans. So we left the windows open all night basically, and I just put the big fan close to the window, pulling in the air more, and then the small one just about level with our bed. But either way, we got there, dropped our shit off, and then we went to Tivoli Gardens. Cheers.
Oh, I wasn't cheersing you. I was opening a Red Bull, but also cheers.
Oh, I know. I heard you. Yeah, so I was gonna say, because you're not here. I don't know what I made. It's pretty alright. It's good. Actually, it's pretty good. I have to write that down. But we go right to Tivoli Gardens. This is the place that inspired Walt Disney to make Disney World, and like some other guy to make theme parks and shit. I forgot. I'm gonna try and put some of these pictures up for everyone to kind of, somewhere. I just realized I didn't send you these ones either. I didn't take much pictures of the fucking place.
Oh, anyway, you sent me a lot of them.
Yeah. There we go. That's the front gate of it. And so we went to there immediately, like just kind of started walking around a little bit. It was really nice. Then we decided like, well, first thing we wanted to do was like eat Danish food, like a specifically Danish type shit. So we went to the one place. The main dish of Denmark and all that stuff is essentially like, it's called smorgasbord or something like that. Essentially, it's like open face sandwiches, but like, a lot of the time it's like fish, so it's like pickled herring, or you have like one of the times we had like essentially instead of chicken salad, it was like salmon salad. But like, yeah, we immediately went to that place, ate that, drank, figured out, I should say, aquavit is like the drink that comes out of Denmark. That's what not comes out, but that's one of their main things. I'm gonna say I forgot. Oh, I didn't take any pictures. Here we go. Sorry. I didn't take any photos of that food there. I just kind of was like, fuck it. I'm tired. I just want to eat this shit. I'm hungry.
I feel you, man.
That's the one shot of that I had. I had 2 of those. One was that, and then one was aged in whiskey barrels. So I was like, that's cool. I'll try that. But either way, we just ate a bunch of that, and then we just kind of walked around and went on a bunch of these rides. They had the obvious inspiration for It's a Small World and Disney World, or the mine ride. Like, I don't know. There's a ride there for kids that, you go around and then you shoot some stuff or whatever. Well, this one was like way cooler. So we were like, yeah, that one's like, you could see the inspiration. It was a good time. Like, none of the rides were like obviously like fantastic, like Cedar Point or any of the Disney rides, because it's old stuff. It's more of like a theme. It's more of like a in between like a Cedar Point and a just a festival parking lot fair.
Frontier City.
But yeah. But a couple cool one cool ride that essentially it was a short ride, but you just went 3 times instead. And I was like, that's cool. Like, they realized it's not just like, all right, go. And then anyway, enjoyed that. Essentially, we kind of walked around Denmark a bunch, but try to eat and drink at different places. Found one really, really cool cocktail bar that made a blueberry muffin cocktail for me that was like, had blueberry foam on the top, and I'm going to be getting one of those when I can spend money again.
Yeah.
But we either way, kind of just enjoyed ourselves throughout the night. Went on a bunch of tours and stuff. Took a boat tour. It was funny. We went to... Well, Friday was the main reason we were there, was to go to Noma.
Mm.
And that was... So... It was the #1 restaurant in the world for like a long time. I think I've talked about this, but to reiterate, yeah, it was #1 restaurant in the world for a long time, because up until the point where they were just like, hey, you've been here too long. We're going to make a new list. You're over here. And that's kind of where they're at right now. Now they're closing down. Actually, the day we went was their last service until next year.
No shit.
Yeah, we thought they had one more week after us, and they were like, no, like, today was... Someone else told us this, because we before we went to Noma that day, we went to a place called Bar.
Mm.
It was, and it's this place that took over the space. Noma used to be in this location, and then they moved to a bigger space in 2017. This place is what came afterwards, and it's like a nicer place, but it's not obviously Noma. It's way more just kind of like Danish food. Come to find out later, we didn't realize Somebody Feed Phil, the Netflix show that me and Melissa watch a bunch, the Copenhagen episode, he goes there and then he eats the dish that I got. Did not know that was what I was doing. So that's kind of cool. It was just a pork fried pork.
Yeah.
But like, they had like a really, really nice herb butter thing that you put on it with a horseradish sauce type thing that was really, really good, and I just ate that. But so we did that first. But yeah, then come Noma. The guy at that bar place is the one that told us this was Noma's last service. So we walk in. Essentially, there's a massive garden. It's a giant sidewalk that's just full of all the herbs and garden, and it's like there's like a shitload of elderflower, bunch of stuff that they use in all their dishes and to make shit. We end up getting walked through to their waiting room, which is a greenhouse that also has plants. Which I did send photos to you of.
Yeah, I saw that. It's really cool looking, man.
Yeah, and so we're just kind of like, we ended up having to sit there a while because we are eating with this couple from that were flying in that morning. And then they were flying in and then meeting up, and then they would be there. So they just we end up waiting like 30 or 40 minutes for them. So they get there, and we're just like, we get greeted with it was a rhubarb and rose tea.
Okay.
To sip on for a second. I kind of accidentally drained it because I'm fucking me. But like, I didn't shoot it, but I definitely drank it in like 4 or 5 minutes, and I should have prolonged that. But we walked in. Once our people get in there, we walk in. There's like this really nice door. You know, we walk past the whole kitchen, and every single person on the staff said hello, hi, how are you? You know, just like as you're walking by, a quick hi, but every single person is saying hi, and it's all like legitimately excited highs, like, you know, honestly. Being their last service, I'm sure it was actually real. Like, they really were like happy.
Yeah. I mean, they get like, to finish up their shift and go home for a while.
Yeah. Well, half of them, I think, are going to Japan to work because they're moving to Japan. And essentially, I think what's happening is instead of staying in this one location, they're going to come back in January, do one more service, and then they're kind of like done for. I think they're done. Until they turn, then it's just going to be a whole science kitchen.
Okay.
That I think they're going to do a bunch of weird shit, and then the Noma restaurant will just move locations, like you know, just take up spaces somewhere for like 6 months or whatever. But anyways, sit down. The table's got like a bunch of cool shit on it. I mean, like, I'll kind of just like. I'm not gonna say I shouldn't go over every single dish, but like the highlights for me were one, like they had this first one was like the ice plate.
Yeah.
It had like this green sauce in it. I forgot what it was, but like you can see the hearts in it, and under those that little white under there. That looks like it's yellow. It's a cheese. It's a white cheese that's under there. That after you, you know, cut through it all, you see it all, and it's like it was really, really good. But it was just really cool to see that plate because, I mean that they made that to serve the dish in. The very next one that we ate was it was like this like kelp that had like garlic and onion flowers and shit inside of it with like a paste, and then they had this like broth. It was like I think it was a truffle broth. It's either this dish or one other one, but that one was really, really good to me. Like, 'cause like this combo tasted like a whole. It was real beefy. I was like, that's really cool. I'm just gonna throw up this one that's it's like all the veggies and flowers because it's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had next one was this like it's on the flower. You pick it off the top, that dark piece at the top there, and you eat it in one bite. It was like that was like some form of a seaweed that they had made into like a ball filled with like this. I forgot what was in it. I have the menu. They gave us the menu. Oh, it was quail egg wrapped in a sea lettuce.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then yeah, that was good. We ended up. Oh shit! No, score changes. Yes. Okay. That was really cool. Next dish was a fucking potato soup, bro. It was a potato soup in a potato, and it was some of the best potato soup I've ever had. And then it had this like butterfly flower thing on the side that like it's a crisp that on top of it was like a leaf, which it was like new potato soup and a butterfly waffle. But after that, the really cool one to me was this cheese. It was a Danish cheese that they, because we were like, what the fuck, how do you make this? It's frozen cheese with black yuzu. They took this, like, it must have been like a Parmesan or some, I'm obviously probably a bunch of cheeses, but like white salty cheeses, made it into a liquid, turned it into a foam, and then they froze it in liquid nitrogen, and it's like shaved on this leaf, and when you eat it, it basically and then they shaved like black yuzu zest, I think, on top, but you eat it and it melts on your mouth like cotton candy, and then just tastes like cheese, and we were like, what the fuck? Like, that was really, really cool. And then after that, like, we had, I'm gonna say just a couple desserts, or not dessert, one other meal. Oh, there's another mushroom with like a super beefy like sauce and whatever, and that was really, really good. The desserts were awesome. Like, everyone was really, really cool. The couple we ate with was really cool. Their name was Edo and Clara. They were like just a really cool couple. They'd been like to a bunch of the restaurants we already wanted to go to. They were obviously older than we were. Not a lot, but you know, I'd say probably like 10 years or something. But they had been to all these different restaurants, and so we it was nice to like actually still be able to communicate. Edo was Italian and from Italy, and she was Indian from Britain, but had lived in a million different locations. It's like traveling with her parents. So she had like a British accent. Like her and the waiter had a conversation next to us, because he was like, "Where are you from?" He's like, "I can tell you're British, but where? Because I can't figure out your accent." And so she went through the whole rundown with him, and he was like, "I'm kind of the same. I'm from, you know," and because he had a British accent, so I was like, "Oh, I'm figuring out these little intricacies," because he was like, "I lived here and here and here and here, so my accent's all fucked too," and I was like, "That's cool."
I've not to cut you off, but little fun fact I learned 2 days ago. You know how a lot of like foreign countries, when they do an American accent, they immediately go Southern?
Yeah.
Apparently, a bunch of Americans, when we do a British accent, we're doing a Southern British accent as well. I found that out like 2 days ago and was like, no shit. Like, our prim and proper British accent is the equivalent of your Southern accent? That's wild. But, yeah. Anyways, continue with Copenhagen, man.
No, that's fucking hilarious. But no, so we had this nice dinner there. I'm kind of, I'm telling them, I was telling Claire about the cocktails I made, because she was like saying like, because we told her we like good cocktails and stuff, and she was like, oh, I don't know if you know about like for a little while they were doing, everyone was doing the fat washing thing.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, yeah, I just made this. And so I started explaining how I made the Velvet Elvis. And as I'm explaining it, the waiter dude like kind of walks up and starts like kind of setting plates down. And he was like, don't let me interrupt your conversation. He's like, that sounds really good. And I was like, internally, I'm just like, oh, he said the thing that, hell yeah. But, so I'm telling her that, and she's like, oh, that's really cool. And I kind of explained, like, how you do that after he served us our dish. So it was just, great talks. They're cool. Told us a bunch of stuff about, specifically, one other restaurant that we wanted to go to in Copenhagen, but we were just like, we are not, like, we're not going to that, because if we do that, essentially we're doing nothing else in Copenhagen at all.
Yeah.
So, but told us about that. And as we're like leaving, we're like the third table left, maybe leaving, if that. Maybe the second to last table out of this place. So we're just kind of like, as we're walking out, they give us like the picture of the menu.
Mm-hmm.
And then they give us this, which is a mushroom garum that they made themselves. Essentially, all you do is add like a tablespoon of this, and it's super potent type shit. We haven't opened it, obviously, because I have not figured out like what I'm gonna do with this. Actually, while I'm here, I'm going to click they have a barcode on there that says what you can do with it.
Okay.
So I'm opening it up and seeing what it tells me. I already did that. Oh, potato soup, bean salad, bunch of it's all vegan stuff for the most part, but yeah, it looks like oh, they have a curry, bro. Fuck yeah. It's 2 tablespoons of this in this whole dish that serves 4. So I'm like, that was really cool. We did not expect that, so I'm excited to try that because we both got some, so we'll be able to use it. Either way, it's great. Really cool experience. We were super glad we went. Like, we also had they had a juice and tea pairing because we weren't going to pay for the wine pairing, but the couple that we were with, they did the wine pairing, so we still ended up trying every single wine anyways because they wanted to try the juices and shit, so we just
swapped around.
Yeah, it was really cool. So it was we were like, fuck yeah, we got to try all these nice wines and shit. Like, the one wine, I guess, was like, it was a very small family thing, and they have all of the wine that they produce. And then the one waiter guy that was actually really cool with me, he was like, I actually really love wine. I was trying to buy that, and then I found out that I can't buy it because my job had bought all of it, and he was so salty. And he's the same dude that also was like, hey, your cocktails sound really good.
Nice. Yeah.
And then it was a 4-hour dinner. At 3.5 hours is when I finally went to the bathroom. And he was the one that kind of walked me there, and he's like, wait, this is your first time going? I was like, yeah. He's like, that's impressive. I was like, I didn't want to leave. I waited till the last dish. I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go now.
I'm used to having to wait where I work, several hours. Yeah.
It's an issue. Not now, finally. But yeah, either way. We finished that up. That was, honestly, for us, it was best meal we've had. We legitimately were super, 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 super lucky. It was hard. It's still, but even still, it was lucky to get there and be there that night. And so, honestly, we're definitely gonna talk about it forever. And then, we ended up just kind of I think we went home and got another drink somewhere, and then just enjoyed the rest of the night. Went to that was when we went to this we finally went to the place across there's a bar kitty corner from our hotel, because there's it was hotels and then apartments all around each other.
Yeah.
But finally went there. That was a really cool place. I taught the bartender how to make an old fashioned because
it's probably not that common over there. Yeah.
No, they don't have whiskey very much. Yeah. So like, they had 4 whiskeys, and I was like, they had 4 whiskeys. I saw the Angostura bitters on the counter, and then I saw simple syrup, and I was like, fucking bet I can at least ask because they have the ingredients. Essentially, it was 2 newer. I found out for sure the one girl was like super new. Like 2 days later, we found out she was actually like just training like first or second week there. And then the other girl was also like new-ish and closing down for the night. Well, I asked for the drink and they say they can do it. And then I'm like, I realize they're Googling on their phones, like
how to
what
make
it is. And I'm just like, I was like, hey, I realize you've probably not made them. I was like, I can just tell you. So I explained it to him. So that was really cool. But later, the next most important thing was that we did, actually shit, we did this before Noma. We went to a place called Refn. If you've ever been to Detroit Shipping Company in Detroit, it's a bunch of restaurants inside of old shipping containers to make use of those. And they, every couple months, I think they swap out what is there. Well, we went to this place, and essentially it's that, but on steroids. It's like there was at least 20 different places you could eat. There was a skate park, like full cement skate park built in. It had a pyramid, so that was it was just like a really cool place. We spent the entire day there. And while in between, like essentially lunch and dinner, off to the side is a art museum that we went to. It's a contemporary art museum. There was 2 really, really cool things. One, they had an entire like exhibit for where they dedicate doing art with like mentally challenged people. Like more specifically, a lot of the time, like people that can't communicate, like super autistic people that are non-verbal autistic, and like people with disabilities and stuff. Mm-hmm. So they had like an entire art thing that we spent like 20 minutes in, just kind of like watching all the videos and looking at all the art that they did, and that was really cool to see. And then the second one is they had an entire exhibit dedicated to Palestine. In like essentially the history, like not history, but like, it's contemporary, but it's essentially speaking about how Palestine's just not just a place, it's a culture that's been there for a long time, and that it's being erased
a really long time.
And I was like, fuck yeah, that's really cool. So we spent like another like 20 or 30 minutes there. Then I went back and ate some more food and went about our shit. But other than that, like, we just did a bunch of really cool stuff. We went to the palace where they, because they have a monarchy still, kind of, and walked around. That was kind of cool. We went into the cooler part was that they had the ruins, which was literally had some of the original like chunks of the castle from like the 1500s.
Oh, that's fucking dope, dude.
Yeah, like essentially this Denmark, like where the castles are, it's been burnt down like 3 times in its history. Like the one time they legitimately like got defeated and by a bunch of like smaller kingships that grouped together and fought back, and they hired like 50 stonesmiths to just destroy the thing, like building by building.
No shit.
And all destroy every single brick that existed from it, other than like whatever this one section was. That I think had just got it. It was it had been covered up in enough dirt that they just didn't bother to get to it.
Yeah, they missed it.
Yeah. So they just left it, and then so that was the only chunk of it that was still existing. And so that was really cool to see that shit. But after that, like, Denmark's just really cool. Oh, I got Penny tattooed on my leg. A lot of people saw that. I posted that on Facebook. That was fucking sick. It was a little bit of a bummer because right in the beginning, because we went there. I scheduled a time essentially. She kind of warned me like, hey, like the people coming that are scheduled in between this girl that's here and after are like, I don't know how long it's gonna take. And so I was like, that's fine, whatever. I just wanted to try and get it done. So we sit literally at a table right outside the door, that because it just happened to open right up like as we were there. And I was like, fuck it, let's just eat food and drink. The menu looked good. And so I'm just sitting there, and I realized like these ladies show up probably like 20 minutes late, and then they have no tattoos on their body. They have essentially the infinity symbol, the size of a $50 on the back of her forearm. And I was like, oh, okay, you really don't know. And then while I happened to be going to the bathroom, the tattoo artist had to come out and ask Melissa, like, hey, like, essentially, if you could, can you please come back tomorrow, because they want to get 2 tattoos now, not just 1. And I'm like, all right. Well, that sucked, because the next day we were planning on taking like an hour trip out to go to the Viking Museum in like wherever it was. But now we had to go get this tattoo thing, so we don't end up going to the Viking Museum that we wanted to go to, because it was more important to get the tattoo at this place, because it was the oldest operating tattoo shop in the world. It's been operating since 1884. So I was like, fuck yeah, like, definitely have to go there, regardless of whether it came out good or not. If it came out bad, I'd just get JJ to fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Luckily it came out great. The dude that was there was really cool. He's an older guy. We were just talking about rock and roll, because he was laughing at the stick figure dude on my calf.
Yeah, a little rocker. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he spent like 5 minutes saying, like, complimenting JJ's Kraken that he put on I hadn't put him on my leg. Because I'm always so happy that I do that, because I'll say it here, because obviously, like, there's few people that know him, but JJ has told me, like, he didn't want me to post that I got this tattoo, because he basically did it for me as like, hey, yeah, I'm friends with you. I will do the tattoo you ask me to do on you, but like, I wouldn't do this for anyone else. But it is like my most complimented tattoo, and it's the funniest shit to me. So I let him know that guy spent he stopped while I was doing my tattoo and looked at, we were going to be doing it, and then he was like, oh man, like, it's really cool. Like, oh, what is that? I was like, oh, it's a Kraken. He's like, oh, fuck yeah, like, that's an awesome concept. What, and I just had to let JJ know. I was like, yeah, while I was getting it, he was like, yo, bro, that's good.
Nice.
Yeah, had a good time, ate a bunch of really good food, had a bunch of drinks, saw all the things. We just had a good, relaxing time. It was a great anniversary trip. Very, very happy we went. I would highly recommend going if you can. It is it is a little expensive for sure, because they're the highest taxed, or one of the highest taxed nations in Europe or some shit, but it's because their healthcare is like apparently really good. So yeah, I was like, that's fine. But so we were more careful. Actually, what was even nicer too was some of the people. They're so nice. They were just like, hey, like, don't use the credit card that you're using. They charge X fee over instead of this one. So they were like, they saved us money there. And then they were like, hey, like, when you're using that, like a lot of these machines, because it's an American card, they ask, do you want to pay in American or pay in Dutch? And they're like, or in Denmark, Danish krones, they're like, do it in the Danish krones because they're going to charge you X fee instead of this fee. So they were like, super like, yo, like trying to save us money. And I was like, that's the fucking shit. That was really nice of them. So super great people, super kind. Couldn't recommend it enough. I was like, I'm trying not to make that. I mean, that is kind of all of it. There's without all the small details. Oh, I mean, anniversary was phenomenal. We went to a good place for some dinner. Had a really great dinner. It was a small, essentially small version of Noma. You know, just a regular restaurant version of Noma. Then enjoyed. We danced to our first dance song. Again, shout out Jake. I messaged him after we did that because that was cool. Made sure he knew it was important to us, so that was great. And then we just kind of I was up at 2 a.m. watching the Lions game on ESPN's app as it updates play by play because I could not watch the game there without going to a bar. It was at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
When the game was on. I basically was up till 4 a.m. every night because 6 hours ahead, I'm usually going to bed at like 9 or 10. So that's when I could finally pass out. But
yeah. No, I feel you, man. Like I said, I'm 12 hours different right now. Also, sorry, Malt got her fucking paw stuck in the blanket.
That's funny.
I had to free the baby.
That's fair. I missed the baby. I missed our dog so much. There were so many dogs walking around. I only got to pet like 4 of them. And it was but like, yeah, a lot of people just walk. There's a lot of people walking the dogs and shit, and that was really cool. A couple of them noticed I was really excited. We're like, you want to pet him? I was like, yeah. So that was the best. I'm gonna do the thing where all of those all of the Danish food, like you could tell the food there is just better quality. Went to McDonald's, it had arugula on it. I was like, the sandwich I got at least had arugula on it. I didn't get their Big Mac. We tried
that.
A double cheeseburger, and was that?
We tried that here in America, and it didn't go over well. Nobody liked it. Nobody bought it.
Well, like, I mean, yeah. Well, it's probably because, I was like, I got it. It was called the Whiskey Brian sandwich because they had, like, it was bacon, burger, bacon, cheese, some, they called it was like basically a spicy barbecue sauce with a little whiskey flavor, and then arugula. And I was like, it's pretty good, but like honestly, the sauce was like actually like you couldn't. It was like too not spicy, but like too flavorful enough that you couldn't really taste anything else but that. And then like the crunch of the arugula. So I was like, I mean, it was quality ingredients, so that was cool, but wasn't the best. And I got their double cheeseburger because that's what I get when I go there here. And I gotta say, American double cheeseburger is better, but not for good reasons. The burger in Denmark, like, it was about, to me, it was probably like 92 to 95% as close as it is in America. But in America, when you eat it, there's just an extra level of grease, and it just perfectly, like, it's what at the end it leaves the umami fat flavor on your palate.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't as much there in the Denmark one. So I had to say it wasn't as good. But that's just because I'm a fat piece of shit.
I would have said the same thing, man. I'd be like, it's okay. I don't feel gross after, but.
Well, yeah, like, it was, I mean, and that was it too. Like, I also didn't feel as bad after, like, as I would here. Like Like I wasn't. I didn't fart as much as I would. It was different. You could tell. But
Yeah, no, I get it. I, on the other hand, have been shitting up a storm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, it's been bad. I'm eating super poorly right now.
I mean, that's part. I guess that's the hard part, especially on the shift you're on. You can only eat kind of shitty. That's the one of the other cons.
But, it's all right though. Also, I got fucking something in my eye. I've been trying to get it out for the past like 20 minutes, man.
Fuck.
I just gotta flush it.
Yeah.
I'll do that after we hop off here, hop in the shower or something, and fucking wash my eye out.
I want to say, we can wrap it up in a second here, but like while I was there, like I told you, like I got really inspired to like I want to do a dinner.
Yeah.
But like do it for our parents.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be like if your parent, like if like me and you could do it. And then, but just like, if it's just like the 6 of them. Originally, I was just like, just my parents. And I was like, I think your parents would really love it too. But it's just like, can I do it for 6 people? And I was like, I definitely think we can pull it off. So, I think it'd be fun. We'll just like, have them set up in the basement. And then just make all the stuff. And then just, I don't know, we'll just have to, like, one of us will just, like, I don't know, we just rotate who runs down and serves it or some shit.
I'll be a waiter, man.
But, yeah, either way, I think that'd be really cool. I sent you the idea. I think I decided I think I'm going to have to make it 6 dishes, but it'll be something more of, like, an in-between to, like, because some of the stuff, like, I want to do a ravioli and... Depending on how I have to cook certain things, I have to be like, all right, I'm going to have to plan this shit out. So this will be a while out, obviously, because also, like, paying for the ingredients and shit. But, like, I'll probably try and do 1 or 2 one of the recipes testers. And then, like, after that, like, the rest of it I know will probably be all right. I can get away with just saying, fuck it. I'm gonna put it together and see if they like it.
Yeah, you gotta do it 2 drunk style, man. Just fucking throw shit together. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. I'm definitely just gonna have to be like, because I only have a kitchen. It's only gonna be like me and you.
Yeah.
So like, we'll have to. I'm really gonna have to be all right. We're going to have this, and I probably will need to wash a dish, like, multiple times.
Yeah.
Really quickly, kind of shit to do it efficiently.
That'll probably be my job. But, fuck. My eye is getting worse, man. I gotta get off here and go wash my shit.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I still gotta go mow the lawn.
Yeah.
So... But we will thank you guys. Sorry for, I hope you enjoyed my talking about Copenhagen and Edie fucking his eye up.
Yeah. I hope you guys saw exactly when it happened. I was petting Malt and then fucking scratched my eye. It was like, no. But yeah, I gotta go flush it, man.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
We, talk to you guys later. Sorry we were late.
Bye,
guys.
I'm gonna hit stop recording.